Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Unconventional Outdoorsman. I've got a quick little video for y'all today, going over some of my favorite reels that I've purchased that basically any beginning angler could use very easily that are under $100. So I've got four reels here that I'm going to go over. I'm going to go from least expensive to most expensive. And I'm going to go with, the prices I paid for them when I bought them. They might be different now, so don't flipping fact check me on this video. So the first one I'm gonna go for, this is my Crappie Max. It's a Bass Pro brand reel. It's got a 1:1 gear ratio. Now I use this for everything from pan fishing, from like bluegill, crappie, white bass. I've even caught drum and carp with this. It's a very versatile reel. It's got some pretty good drag on it. You can carry 4, 6, or 8 pound line on it. You could even carry probably 20-pound braid if you felt like it. I don't see why that'd be necessary. This is more of a small fish type of reel. If you're going to use something like this, I would put it on like a light to medium light. Maybe even, I wouldn't go as far as a medium style rod or medium power rod, but anything like that would work. Length of rod, I would go anywhere from 5 foot all the way to 6.5 foot. Something like this, when I bought this, I think this was $35, maybe $30. I got it on sale, so I'm not sure. It's been a while. But definitely spinning reels are very simple to keep clean. I'll go over, how to clean one real quick. So, as you can see, we've got this drag knob on top. Now we're going to loosen it all the way. And what we're going to do, just so everybody knows how to clean one of these, if you don't know, oil it and all that. I just oiled these, so I'm not going to oil it. I'm just going to open it up. Now you're going to twist, and then when it gets loose enough, you'll be able to pull it off. It takes a while, so just be patient. Alright. Now, as you can see, the drag knob has come off. Now you've got this here, and as you can see, there's some dirt and stuff inside there. I put some oil in there the other day, but you definitely might want to wipe it out before you do that. So what I'm going to do real quick is take a paper towel, just go in there, get some dirt and the crud out of there. That way your reel continues to run smooth, because you don't want it to mess with the bearings and grind up the reel and make it a piece of trash. Definitely take care of your reels. So we've got that. I'll put more oil on it later. Words are tough. Then you just I would put a drop or two of oil down there, and put this back on there. Then you take your drag knob. I guess that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. And another thing, if you're going to store your reels that you aren't using, for example, if it's the winter where you are and you don't like to ice fish, and you take your reels off your rods, do keep your drag loose. I've heard that helps increase the lifetime and the longevity of your reel. Don't know if it's true or not, just heard it, thought I'd pass it on to you. Okay, the next reel I have, I didn't actually purchase this one. This was one of my father's reels, and he gave it to me a few years back. I haven't used it too much. This is a Quantum SX. It's more of an ultralight reel for those of you who do a lot of creek fishing, maybe some smaller pond fishing for like pan fishing, really small bass. Usually I carry about 4 to 6 pound test on this. It's very small. I like to pair this with a nice ultralight rod, maybe like a St. Croix, something like that. It's very, very versatile. Very good drag. This one's the same way to clean it. You got the drag knob. This one is a little bit older. I don't even know if they make this anymore, but Quantum does make some good reels. I don't like to speak bad about any brands, but they make a certain type of one called the Quantum Q-Ray, which I've had some really bad experience with. It just jammed up a lot, and I cleaned it and everything, but it just wasn't a good reel. Maybe that's just one of them, but do be careful to watch out for that. If you're going to get a reel, make sure, it's an investment, because that really is how you fish. It's really your bullets, beans, and bandages of your fishing experience. So make sure you get one that's quality. You want to go for quality instead of quantity. You might have to spend an extra $10 to $15 to get a good reel, but that, even if you have to sacrifice a few things of baits, that's going to pay out over the long term of your fishing. That's a lot of things I didn't understand for a while, and I bought a lot of really crappy reels. And it really hurt my fishing experience. I would be reeling in some really big fish when I was catfishing. One of my reels literally destroyed. It exploded on me. So I don't want that happening to y'all. So please make sure you get a good reel. It's really going to help you. The next one, I just picked this one up. I don't know if I've done a review on it yet. I might have to do that later this week. But this is a Bass Pro Johnny Morris Carbon Light 2.0. They literally had these things on fire sale. They're originally like $80 or $90. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I got this one for I think $50, maybe a little bit less. But I got the 2000 series, which is like the middle. They have a 1500, which is more of like this for this, and they have a 3000, which is more of like a regular style bass reel. On this right now, I have some 8-pound copolymer line, fluorocarbon coated. And this is really good for, like, you know, like I said, I fish a lot of creeks now because where I moved, it's just a ton of them everywhere. Not as many neighborhood ponds or farm ponds. So I definitely keep my drag at about a pound, pound and a half, maybe 2 pounds depending on where I'm at. But I'll fish anything from maybe a weightless wacky rig to some Texas rigs, some smaller, where is it? I've got a nice little crankbait here that I was fishing the other day, but it's just so darn cold here in Missouri. It's just been hard to, you know, get a good bite on anything, especially with the quarantine now. We're not supposed to leave our houses, but I'll probably go out and fish later this weekend, or later this week, rather. But yeah, something like that, it's not going to break the bank. I mean, you know, most kids, if you save up your money for a little while, do some chores, you'll be able to afford one of those pretty quick. But that's a good reel. I mean, I always reel in the right hand because I'm a lefty, so it's just doesn't make sense for me to have to switch hands and reel in on the left side, you know. But next one is probably the most expensive one I have here. This one retails at right around $100. $99.99 is what I got it for around my birthday last year. It is an Abu Garcia Revo X bait casting reel. Now, the thing with bait casters, it does take a little bit more experience. It's a lot more, I wouldn't say a lot more difficult, but it's more difficult to be able to control how you cast and all that, because you get whiplashes, bird nest, they're also known. It's an open face reel, so what you basically do, I'll make an instructional video when it warms up a little bit. So you press the button, you cast, but with the way I do it, right as the lure hits the water, you press the spool with your thumb to keep the line from keep going out. Another way whiplashes can happen is when the speed of the spool is faster, when the spool is spinning faster than the line is going out. So that's something you want to watch too, to make sure that doesn't happen. That means, like, you know, you got to be careful with the way you tune your reel. What I mean by that is it's got this thing right here which tunes to how quick, for example, if I had a weight here and I adjusted this on the side here, it would determine how fast this falls. And for different weight of baits, whether you're using a Texas rig or a lure or anything like that, it really depends on how you're going to minimize the amount of whiplashes and the amount of drag and all that. Over here you've got something too. I don't know everything about a bait caster. I mean, I've only had them for I think 4 years, 5 years now. But it takes time to get used to them. But I mean, anybody can do it. It just takes time and a lot of line. So if you're going to get one of those, it is more expensive to take care of. I oil mine a lot. The first year and a half, you're going to go through a lot of line from whiplashes and everything else. So I wouldn't recommend this to any of the beginner or even intermediate anglers. I mean, I'm no expert at fishing myself, but I would say wait a couple years until you get into fishing, until you've done it a lot, experienced a lot of things. I mean, I started out with I've even got it here, an old Zebco 33. This is what I started out with fishing back in 2006, I believe. It's when I started fishing, 2005, 2006. But definitely investing in reels is a good thing. Rods, I mean, I've bought $5 rods, and I've caught over 1,000 fish on. I still have that $5 rod up in my attic. But I mean, I just bought a brand new, it's like a $30 rod. Definitely you do want to get the rod and reel to go with each other. Something that you don't want a rod that's going to be too heavy for the reel. Likewise, you don't want a reel that's going to be too heavy for the rod. So keep that in mind when you go and purchase a combo. I personally like to buy my rod and reel separate. That way I can get exactly what I want instead of being coaxed or coerced into a certain deal just to save a few bucks. I want to get exactly what I want. So make sure that you get exactly what you want. You don't buy something that's you're not going to use. Like, I know I bought a lot of really stupid reels that I didn't really need. So just keep that in mind. And that should be all. Please subscribe if you haven't, and have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you.